my butt. I'm scratching my sides. Need to open these windows. I low-key feel like I may have added too much yarn. I feel like we're gonna have to do some plucking, something. Cause like it's honestly a miracle every time I make a rug because one of the sides of my frame isn't as tight as it needs to be. And that's like how it always has been ever since I got it. I didn't realize that was good. I didn't realize that. So that's why you see me taping like that one side of my frame up. And then like anyway, once you start adding yarn to the canvas, it makes it heavier. But this is like a huge dip. I'm able to work around it, but it's just very annoying. I think about getting a bigger frame, but then at the same time, where the heck am I gonna put it? Because this frame, when I'm not using it, it just goes behind my table and that chair that I'd be sitting on back there. But yeah, this, I'd be taping it because it's not strong. I don't know what to say. I made my coffee at home today. It was mid. It was mid. I'm waiting to get paid. But I'm here right now. Right now. Just need to know. Usually my son opens the windows. He'll stand up on the couch. But after breakfast, he decided to get to his toys before school. No. See, the thing is with this frame, and like I already paid for it, I've had this for years. Like, I didn't realize, you can't see it now, but like the little, let me see, where's my finger? Where the heck is my, so the little nails, how do I show this? It's very hard to show y'all. There's nails, like, the teeth go in. And look at this. Look at the difference from this side and this side. These are like facing the wrong way. They're like facing inward and they need to face outward. And I feel like I might break it if these little tack strips. Goodness gracious. This is what I'm trying to show you. These, if like I popped these out and then like nailed them back and flipped it so the nails are right now are facing this way. That's why there's no stretch. If I pulled this strip out, because this isn't attached to this. You see, this is two different pieces of wood. If I pulled that out, flipped it so the nails would face out, I hope that doesn't mess with the integrity with it. This is already I need to pull it with the fabric. So I'd be using tape, trying to wrap tape around it. But you can just tell. These nails are facing down. So they're pulling away from the center. Like these are facing up. These need to be facing out. And I've tried to like use like a hammer to bang it. It doesn't even work. See how tight this can be? All of these screws are peeking through. But when you get over here, you know, yeah, the strip needs to be flipped. Once I take the canvas off, you'll see what I'm talking about. But we still working on this. So I'm constantly trying to adjust it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get one. You know, niggas really they be on one. There is this nigga that did woodworking, and they were trying to like, honestly, it was crazy how much they were trying to charge because it's not a hard project to make a frame. I was looking to get one made about the size of like, you remember how chalkboards, the size of a chalkboard. This would be, you know, but then, well, that me being on the second floor, I don't really need a bigger frame, I guess. For now, this works, but if anybody asks me for bigger rugs, I can't do that unless like I did multiple frames to attach them together. So that's why I'm like getting into more furniture and making like poofs and things like that. So it could be multiple, it could be a bigger rug, but it took multiple canvases to make. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, welcome to the chat. We're gonna go to the library today. I was gonna show y'all some of the books. So I got him reading these ready to read books. Let me make sure they don't got the library on them. These are all ready to read. Yeah. These ready to read books. So he's been reading these on his own. Like minimal help. The pages look like this. So the words be like super easy like that. We're gonna see if we can find some more ready to read. I'd like him to be reading at a first grade level, like by the end of this year, because we've done a lot of homeschool stuff to prepare him for school. These are also some fun books. He's been reading really long books. These books, I don't even know. I just started them off at level whatever these were, stage 3. This was ever was on the shelf. He read this book. A 4-year-old. Read it's like a bunch of like little stories, but they be long, you know? And then they'll show you this is the stuff that you read and learned in the previous story. This is the next story coming up. There's like 6 stories in each book of these books. So I'm gonna see. He was reading books with long vowels and word families. So we're gonna have some fun over there. I got a bunch of books because he had his Thanksgiving break, but now I want to get him some more books. So that's that. Yeah, he's doing good. He asked me to read, which I really appreciate. Like, we do bedtime story time. I'll read like, the bigger kid books, but his books I get pre-readers or I found those short story books with like multiple stories in them. So if anybody's wondering, you don't have to wait. You not, bro, neuroplasticity. Your brain is like plastic, right? That is how you can rewire and retrain your brain. You start giving your brain knowledge at a very young age, it's a lot easier to absorb it. That's why people be like, how is your 5-year-old, your 7-year-old bilingual? Because you've been talking to him, the parent has been talking with them this whole time. Now they can speak 2 different languages. You notice how much harder it is? That's why they be doing it middle school, high school, even college level, having you learn Spanish and stuff. You're like, damn, why is this so difficult? Because, like, now, you got to your brain has already made the English connection or whatever your first language connection is. Now I got to relearn a new language. I got to learn adjectives, nouns. You know what I mean? So, start, start it young, okay? We were doing Hooked on Phonics. You would get, like, it was $17 a month, $10. I don't remember how it was. They would pull twice from my account. $10 for something and $7 for something else. You would get like, I think the app was like $7. The app, and it had plenty of word practice things you could do and games on the app. And then or like pull apple, and it'd be like certain syllable words and stuff like that or whatever. That's more advanced. That's like what I remember. But like when he first started out, they're like, we need to learn the alphabet. So then you would get sent a packet in the mail every month, and it would have a workbook with stuff that would align with the app. And then you would also get little stories, like very skinny little paperbacks, that you can have your child practice reading. I'm like, that's why he's reading at 4. Um, my husband was in the car just driving our son around. He's like, what? I didn't realize what he was doing. He was reading all of the signs as we were passing them. Yeah, some of it's muscle memory, but some of them, like, McDonald's, everybody can recognize McDonald's, but it would be like corporate businesses with weird names or something like that. BRA. And like that's what he was doing in the back seat, you know what I mean? And he's like, "Oh, you're spelling the businesses, the words on the front of the building." Yay, yay. So this generation of kids are, it depends on who you ask. I work with a lot of kids. I don't even want to get into all of that. Some of them are smart. Some of them it's still questionable. Like, is the parent even present? You know, elevation. Because even like the teacher said this. This is his first year in school. Even the teacher, like, I think I told y'all this at his conferences. The teacher asked me, "So, what do you think is his biggest asset?" And I said, "I think his emotional intelligence." And she's like, "Yes, he is far beyond what normal 4 year olds process emotions at. Very compassionate, thinking about others, already knows how to share, can at least try to talk out from a 4 year old perspective." It's like, honestly, a 6 or a 7 year old mind, but in a 4 year old body. The the emotional intelligence is far beyond his age of how I raised him. Yes, they are supposed to be smarter than their parents. They do get a lot of screen time. We make it a point to go to the library every month, whether it be once, at least once, because I got her always return books, or twice. Now it's getting to be cold. I said I'm gonna take them today. Maybe we prepare them for books for Christmas time. The Christmas time books be having like a week or 2 week checkout thing, and I don't want to be rushing up there. We gotta watch Christmas specials. I was telling them, I'm like, we gotta watch our Christmas specials. I used to watch The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. That was my favorite, and still is my favorite Christmas special. Um, is it Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy Save Christmas or whatever that is? That Christmas special that would come on Cartoon Network, and they were getting turned into vampires or something like that. That's my favorite one. That's true. My son does watch TV on his iPad. We don't have a huge TV, you know? So I may use it to do some business on it because it was our tablet, me and my husband's tablet, but really mine. And I was using it for the business, but now I don't really use my tablet as much. So it just is in my son's room for him to watch TV. He's free to watch whatever the Disney Plus stuff is. And then he knows, okay, I've had enough TV myself, and he will just turn the iPad off and just start pulling out his toys and playing or ask to do something different. You know, now when you train the kid, just sit in front of the TV, I gotta go do this. I don't want to be bothered. That's just being a bad parent. He watches TV, but like he knows in himself, okay, I've had enough. I want to do something different. I'm gonna get up. I think I need to go play with something. I need something to stimulate me. You want to draw with me, mommy? Okay. You want to do some Play-Doh? Okay. If I don't already have something planned. Now we going to the library, so we'll see who at the library. And he be playing in the kitchen. He be so funny. He may have seen me and Carrie watching Hell's Kitchen, but it's so funny how he be playing at the kitchen at the library, the little play kitchen, right? The parents will be sitting around the circle watching the kids play in the middle of the room where all the toys are at. And he'll be handing people plates. Here's your food. And it's just so precious how much he wants to make sure people feel included, even if it's just the adult watching. Getting handed a plate with a salad and a Salisbury steak and an Oreo, a plastic Oreo, you know what I mean? Here's your food. He's so cute. There's power in the tongue, right? And somebody like I was at a market 2 weeks ago now, and they're like they just reinforced it, his name and the intention, and like, you're already, there's power behind the words, that you speak. So yes, nutrition is very important. Green Bay, woohoo. This, I had to pick a hat that is warm. And that's the thing too. See, we gonna get into a whole conversation. I'm not even trying to have that. Like, why do parents not be feeding their kids fruits and vegetables? Yeah. No, I'm not in Wisconsin. Yes, I'm in Wisconsin. So, like having fruits and vegetables be easily accessible. Because my son will go in there. I always keep cucumbers, little tomatoes, maybe some cantaloupe. He'll grab an orange, cheese sticks, apple juice boxes, and stuff like that. Just for him to be able to go in there and grab. If it's not already cut up or like an individual serving, he'll just bring the container to me because I'll transfer the carrots into like a glass container. Mommy, I would like some carrots. Okay. He'll bring me the container of tomatoes. I would like some tomatoes. Okay. He knows we go out to have little treats, and that's not something we need every day. Now he's having his little Christmas chocolate countdown advent calendar, right? But he don't be, can I have some cookies and some gushers and what else? I don't even want to eat that stuff. So I don't keep it in the house. I'll have like some Oreos or something in the house, but it's not like I need that. He won't throw a fit if I say we should have a vegetable before we have some cookies. Can you go pick out a vegetable? Okay. Comes back with tomato, cucumber. Can I have some cheese? Fine. He already knows that balance. You know what I mean? So, very important. Get in touch with a yoga teacher. Me. Get in touch with a yoga teacher in your community if you want me to be a part of your community, because children need self-regulation skills before they just get into school. Why doesn't your child know how to share? Why can't your child communicate what's wrong? Now, yes, they're toddlers and they do have their fits. Take a deep breath. Thinks about it for a minute. Okay, yeah. I was kind of like, I was kind of being off the wall, like seeing that being processed at 4. You know what I mean? You need to give kids credit. You can teach your child how to emotionally regulate themselves. Okay, come back to my breath. It sounds silly. I'm still teaching adults to find their breath when they get frustrated. That is something that you need to have in your little toolkit to be able to function as an adult. That is something you need to learn as a child. Then you're not working through this, we getting into everything else, working into like processing trauma and like, I just shut up because that's all I did when I was a kid. My parents would yell at me and I just would be quiet. Now, as an adult, I don't know how to express my feelings. You see how that shows up? Learn it young. That's all I'm going to say. Was good, chat. It was snowing today. Not snowing. I had to clean snow off my car. I'm fighting the urge to cough. So welcome if you're new here. I'm Ashley. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a fiber artist. I make rugs. We do a lot of fun stuff up in here. Let me plug this little brick in. I try to keep 2 chargers on either side of my room. There we go. And I got one over here. And I got one behind my frame. I'm gonna put y'all up in a tripod. We're in Wisconsin. Our shop is in Mequon, but I'm all over. I do a lot of traveling. I am willing to travel. That's what people don't. Okay, let me put my microphone in so we sound more professional. Boss is up in here. All right. Here we go. What's good? What's good, everybody? Yeah, we was just in kind of a deep conversation of understanding emotional intelligence and and instilling that in your kids or the children around you so you can have more emotionally intelligent adults. I can see I'm the issue. That's something I need to work on. Some people can't admit that, you know? So I need to put this up. No, I had okay. We're gonna use my apron because then it's easier for me to put the mic. I didn't feel like putting a scarf on my head. I actually like forgot and then just didn't have enough time. Hmm. This is a commission. We gonna try to get it done around Christmas. Pray for me, chat. We haven't finished the red of the hair, and I think I still need some black to go through the eyes with. The eyes are kind of annoying. Trying to tie this. So we started the red, but see, I only had like an hour to work, and we was chatting. So this is a Gara rug from Naruto. This is what the front looks like. I think I added too much red. It's a little too thick, so I may need to pluck some of the red out. But yeah, we're gonna be tandem working on this rug. Bro, I had coffee. I had such a fucking busy day yesterday. It was insane. I told y'all I only went live for like an hour and been around the world, nah, yeah, yeah. That was me the whole fucking day. Um, like what did I always see this was the thing. You have to make it intentional if you want your kids to eat healthy and well. Because we were talking about that earlier. I went to IKEA a while ago and I got these like um I'm chopped. I had to take a deep breath. You see how my body just knows, okay, we need to slow down. Savannah, slow down. Popsicle. I saw the word, but I couldn't say the word. I was muscly challenged. My mouth would not. So I got these popsicle holders, and I'll make him smoothies. So I made smoothies, and the rest of it I'll just give it to him in like a little sippy cup kind of thing, so he can drink the smoothie. And I fill them in the popsicle molds, and then he has frozen smoothie popsicles that he can have as like a snack. So it's like you got to be very intentional and pre-plan stuff. okay, it's a tray of 6. Okay, he's on like his 5th or his 6th one. Let me go ahead, wash these out so I can prepare a new set of popsicle. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I did that. I taught a class yesterday. I picked him up. I had a grocery shop. This was crazy. Picked him up. I had a grocery shop, and it's such a small window from when I had picked him up to teaching. I picked him up grocery shop, and then I dropped him off at grandma's, put the milk in grandma's refrigerator, and then just left the rest of my groceries in my car. And I went to go teach. Came back, had to get the milk out of the fridge. Then I got home, straight to cooking, straight to prepping. It was a lot. And literally up until Carrie got home, I was still doing stuff, washing dishes, prepping the popsicles, making a lunch. That was crazy. And then there's still dishes in the sink. I just, oh, I had to do like all of the laundry. I had to pick the laundry up. The car was just full. It was crazy. The car was full. So, man, man. Here. So, I feel like I added too much red because it looks a little too puffy. I'm like, should I go light with it? It's already puckering, you know what I mean? Like the frame is kind of looking whatever. But when you add yarn, that's when it gets heavy. Heavy. I don't think they ready. I gotta do, I think, the rest of this in red, and then it starts to skip. Like I'll have a continuous line to trace, and then it stops there, skips over here. So that's gonna be a separate section I need to carve. All of these, that's gonna be a lot to try to, once the fur or, the yarn expands from the front, so trying to separate your colors is gonna be a little difficult. So that's what we working on. See, his eyes still need to get colored in. It's just a lot. But I'm gonna try to get this done around Christmas. I'm a little nervous. If it worst comes to worst, we just gonna finish this and then I'm gonna cut the frame so then I can still use this fabric. I was just gonna, I don't know, because the rest is gonna be done by hand. I'm gonna do like some punch needle coasters. I was thinking of doing a Green Bay Packer coaster, obviously. I'm not like, okay, this is the thing. I'm not like a sports person, so please don't ask me no sports questions. Please don't ask me no anime questions. I have an appreciation for sports because my husband, he's into that. So I want to be support. He brought this, I think my mother-in-law brought this. See, we just want to be in support. My mother-in-law and me from my husband, because we don't watch the sports. But just to be an appreciation, I want to make like a mouse pad. A Green Bay Packer one is what I had a vision of. And I think I have a green to make like a Mojo Jojo, like mouse pad, whatever type of thing. So, very job. I need to get the iPad. We can go up, we can go down real low, mix it all up. That song is in my head. Oh yeah, that's nice. If you're ever in a bad mood, like that shit, and then like go watch the dance. Look up how to do the dance. Mix it all up. If you're on TikTok, I think you know who I'm talking about. We can go up, 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 up. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's my favorite part. Here we go. Honestly, that might be a little close. Debating when I want to start. Fucking with me. It's messing with me, chat. Come on. All right. I need to pull some more. Let's move this. How can I angle this? You could watch it from front, but then you wouldn't see my face. See, we're gonna need some more yarn. This is gotta make a situation. Look it. Do you see the yarn pulling? That's as much as I have left. And it's gonna go quick because it tufts quick. Carrie says it's already looking hard. I'm like, yay! I already see it creeping. I already see the yarn creeping up on the little spinny rod. Fuck. It's getting down to it. No matter what the people say, I'm gonna love you anyway. You are my life. I can't let go. Charlie Wilson. Y'all know Charlie Wilson? And I was wondering if I can take you out. Mm. Mm. Yeah. We honestly gonna be able to do this little area and it's gonna run out. Let me poke. Alright. I told you. Damn. I'm out of the red. Let's see what it looks like from the front. I was able to do like one of the center pieces, the bang in front of the eye. See? That's how it's looking. Okay, let's go feel it. Let's go feel it. I feel it. I don't know the words for the song Let Her by Wiz Khalifa. Whole lot of cars, whole lot of drugs. Whatever you say. Okay, that feels better. This feels a little thick. I don't know if you see what I'm talking about. This doesn't feel as compact, but the color still got laid down nice. This feels a little compact. Well, look at this. See all these scraps? Is that in the shot? Look at all these scraps on the bottom here. I'm gonna save all of that. And I'm really ready to make a poof. Okay, so this is what happened. We do like floor sitting like during meal times. So I have like a bunch of meditation cushions and I washed like this got dirty, right? You can unzip the meditation cushion. Here's the one right here. I have a bunch of them like around the house. This is what a meditation cushion looks like. I guess we're doing like a what do they call it? It's not a infomercial. We're doing an infomercial. So kind of where you can see my art heading, future project. These are meditation cushions. It got dirty, but there's like a zipper This is a little zipper. You can unzip it and wash the cover of it, right? So we took it over to grandma's house to get washed. You don't wash this. It's like lavender and buckwheat. So it has like a smell, the filling, which is cool. But I washed it and then it got tattered up. I'm like, fuck. So I guess I'm making the purse first, but then I'm like, damn, I'm gonna need like a bigger canvas. I'm gonna need to use this isn't going to fit where I can just get the same shape twice on like this smaller frame down here. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to use the bigger frame so I can trace two circles and I know for a fact that they're the same size. I don't want to have to trace on two separate canvases. Okay. So I'm gonna make a punch needle like cover that just stays on forever. And this will not be around food. I may list it, but like if it's honestly too fucking cute, I might have to hold on to it. I don't hold on to a lot of my art. I love making art to give to people, you know? So, but that's gonna be a future thing. And then once I'm like, okay, the purse is kind of like the stepping stone of sewing. Like I've sewn pillows before. This is gonna be like a more three-dimensional pillow, this cushion. And then I'm gonna use all these scraps and I wanna make like a fucking square, like a good 2 feet off the floor. Like, an actual cushion you could sit in. And it'd be 70% stuffed with this yarn and then I'll have to use, I think, the foam, not the like fluff that you would use for stuffed animals. There's like a hard foam. I think I would have to get that, but I would want to use at least 70% of that pillow be made from all of my recycled yarn and then having like some supporting foam so you could actually sit in the chair or it'd be like a little hoop, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like when I tell people 95% of my art is recycled art. So this top cover got just tattered up in the wash. I should have had it, I think, in like I have a delicates bag. If you don't have a delicates bag, you should get a delicates bag. You can, whatever. Anyway, it's like a mesh bag. I should have put the cover in there so it wouldn't have gotten tattered. But I'm gonna recycle it and actually be able to use this one again as a cushion. And I would like to bring them into wellness studios too. Like I can imagine, like you saw that shape, like a cute flower. Well, everything I make is flowers. It'd be like a cute big flower on the front, and then like the side around it would be like stripes. I could just see like a cute, colorful, but like cohesive. Cause I don't want to make my stuff too loud, but cause I want to be able to fit in your home. And you're not like, damn, this is like I like it because it got like these cool colors, but now we got red and green clashing, and I don't know. I don't want it to be too colorful. I want it to be like modern, even though it's made out of yarn. So that's the vibe we're going for. I need to grab yarn because we need to wind this up. Wind it, wind it, wind it. Oh yeah. Bro, if I could play music, these would be some lit lives. I think they're lit, but like I could be cooler. See, this is my stress. This is why I ended up cutting it because now both of the ends should have got neon guts and shit. Both ends are now in the middle, which is an issue of being able for it to feed and not get tangled up. Stop playing. Please tell me this is the middle. Look at this. Look at the stress that this is trying to cause. Where's the... Both of them are just coming out. Impasta! Which one's the actual middle strand? Crazy! What the fuck, bro? What is this? I'm trying to pull it. It's getting stuck. I can't find the one where it's getting stuck. What the fuck? Yo, you need to chill. Okay, now I'm gonna wind him. That's how much was stuck in the middle. I'm gonna wind this. I'm gonna try to go nicely. The plastic or the paper cover busted off of this already. I usually try to, if I'm working with yarn and it's not wound up, I'll try to keep it in here. So I use some of this and I'll wind, where's an example? Like I use some of this tan and then I'll wind it around the paper. Because when you start winding it around the actual yarn, then they start looking crazy. So that's why I like to keep the paper covering on, but that busted off, so I'm not trying to wind it too tight. Okay. But furniture is coming. If you've been looking for like furniture, I wish I could fucking see it. I'm gonna be making some poofs very soon. Somehow soon, unless I get distracted with something else. We found the middle speed. Let's see what this does. Look, witchcraft. Let's see if this is enough. Look at this. It's a bake sale. I got that cake. Cake. That's like what the middle looks like. See, now it'll just start unraveling from the inside. Because you always want to try to find the middle pull on the yarn when you're winding the yarn up. So then you make a cake and then it's easier to feed. By the way, these are some of my buttons. You can't touch my hair, bitch. It says that 3 times. CrazyYoga. These are like my oopsie ones. They are still functional. They just were like kind of printed. So like the middle you see is showing. They still work on my apron because I gotta rep my shit too. So you wind it up in a cake and then you plop it down on that little pole. What do you call those? What do people call them? Then there's like a little hole you can feed it through, and then it should just feed the yarn a little bit nicer. But you see, I'm still messing with it. I didn't grab any scissors. What the fuck? Is there one behind here? Man, no scissors be over here. I'm gonna put these Cricut scissors over here. And then these are 2 scissors. I'm gonna make sure I keep that cute. My little Cricut scissors, and then these be my little snippers. I put that in my Cricut. We're gonna need to use the Cricut soon, y'all. So if you're looking for Cricut content, that is coming very soon. I have one more label left. 8:43. We're doing good on time. I have one more label left to make like the tags. I make all of my tags for my rugs and all of my creations. I got the little branded confidential goods. That's gonna be a day in itself, and then I need to finish these sweatshirts once I get the image sent, and I'll show y'all how to do like DTF transfer stuff. We'll have a live about that. I'm hoping to be way further in the rug project, so I don't feel like I'm not spending enough time. It's like I kind of have 2 commissions that are going side to side, or this one I want to try to get done before Christmas. The other one doesn't have a due date, but you know. That went fast. Did you not see all that yarn I pulled? Okay. There. Tried to double punch there. Let me line it up. Punch down. All right, another point. And about here. There we go. Now to come up. Fucked that up. We're gonna pluck some. All right, I have to do some plucking. This overlapped. You don't want it to overlap. This red went over the black. So I need to, it's really easy to pluck. I can get my little pokey stabby. What thread on this one? What you mean? I'm starting a new rug or starting what? I need to pull this out with my little pokey stabby. It's a little too tight for my fingers. My fingers! I'll show y'all from the front. That's what it's looking like from the front. I'm starting a new rug. Yes, we're doing a Gara from Naruto. So it's going to have like some, what they be saying, some low light bangs and then some highlight, but I don't know. He going to have like a darker red and then the middle of his head is going to be like a lighter red. It's going to look really cool once it's shaved. Oh, with the drawing only? It's pokey stabby action. This is my pokey stabby that I be using. It's just, this is like for needle felting, but I've honestly used it more for making rugs. It's not a reverse pull needle, it's just a stabbing needle. Like a reverse pull one it's a needle. If you've seen my needle felting needles, it's a needle and then like on the tip, what the hell was that? On the tip, it has like reverse little needles on the sides. So then it like pulls the yarn from the inside out or whatever. Oh yeah. Hmm. Oh, that was the day I drew it out the night prior and then I was live and I think we were talking about other stuff. Or did I trace it with y'all? I don't remember. Or I may have been working on another project in the meantime because then I went to the craft store that afternoon. See, you can just pluck the yarn out if you make an oopsie. It went fast because there's a couple spots I need to unplug. It's trying to go in my sleeve. Brother, it's not what we're doing. Okay? That is pretty close. Did not do any needle felting this year. I'm like, I want to do some needle felting. Man. But I was doing like 17 markets. I'm like, I can't really set aside time for that. This yarn is close, but I don't know. We just gonna thug it out. We'll see what happens at the end. I think I'm gonna do a little bit here, then we'll move on over here. Let me see if I can get y'all a little closer. Come closer, my friend. That was like a video game. I was watching Harry play. I like to watch video games, but I'm not like a video game person. See, that's our reference. Maybe I can keep it like that. That might be a little bit better. But there's a little bit space right here because I don't want to too tightly pack it. This area seems a little tight. So I'm not over here, not trying to like overpack it. Do this little strip, and I'll come over here. I'm gonna just do a consistent outline. Outline, outline. And the rest of that's gonna be a light red. Y'all not ready for the light red. When the light red, we get this shaved, then I throw the light red down, it's gonna look good. The hair is gonna be the easiest thing to do. But the face, bro, I'm not ready for the face. He got the tattoo, and I gotta be real precise what I'm cutting. So that's why I use these. These are like really sharp. And I'll have to like be doing like the smallest area around like the tattoo on his head, you know? So he got some shadow, so we gonna be playing with the tan. We got, I don't know, should we start the tan? I like laying the colors down, just seeing. So I'll stick to one color. Okay, I finished all my black. Now I'm moving on to this burgundy. Finished all the burgundy, cut it down. Then I'll move on to the red or something like that. So let's do this little triangle. And this better not pull. And then we're gonna just do a continuous line. Okay. And then it unthreaded, of course. That would be a good idea, honestly. I was like, I want to do a whole, because, like, honestly, like, y'all, look at this. I want to do it all tufted, but this is gonna have to be skin, you know, and this is red. The tattoo is all of that. But, like, you know, in between here, that's gonna have to be like skin as well. So it's like, I can't even go over this with clippers. It does sound like I should punch needle that. That would be a real quick thing to do. If y'all are wondering what we're talking about. This to be punch needle, but see all the skin I need to be going in between? What if I did that too? That would look weird. His head would look weird. His tattoo would look sunken. Honestly, it would give the same thing. It would give the same thing as that. That's really close. Hold on. It would be given like the same thing that the hemorrhoid was given. Would that look weird if his tattoo was sunken, but then the rest of it was tufted? Because I'm like, I could tuft in there, go real slow, but then just use scissors and not my clippers. I don't know. But then I would have to use. We ain't crossed that bridge yet. That's why we're not thinking about that right now. I'm thinking about the hair. That's why I said that I'm going to do the easiest areas first, and then we're going to worry about the harder areas. See, we're not thinking about the eyes. We thinking about, oh, I can do like the shadows. Those will be easy. No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. This is going to be a continuous zigzag. This is where it gets weird. I think, where's that? Hold on. Was that supposed to be black? Hold on. I'm a little chopped. I think that was supposed to. There's like 3 bangs. I'm gonna finish. Good. Yeah, that was supposed to be a black line. I'm gonna start like right here. And that's that. So I need to switch back to black. That's why I never unthreaded this black. It's gonna be too hard for me to explain, maybe. But now we're like, these are the lines I'm looking at. I'm trying to do the red, you know? I'm trying to do the red, but then these black lines, you know, coming up. I think I made them red on accident. So here, I think that this is supposed to be a black line, and that's not, that's supposed to be a black line. Something like that. So, you see what I mean? But I can fix it. Now I need to think. I need to sit down. Take a little seat. That might need to be black. Hmm. Second one. I don't think they're supposed to be red right here. Cause like I was doing like a double shadow, and I need like multicolored yarn. I don't think I'm supposed to make red right here. Because now the light changed. I'm looking specifically at this spot right here. I did red, and then see how it had an extra shadow? I accidentally traced that, and now I made coming up red as well, and that's what's making the bang look weird. So that needs to be just black. Because this is my oopsie. Right here, it's supposed to just go down. This is not supposed to be red. See? Now that's a lot. I need to unplug. But I haven't shaved any of the red, so that's fine. It'll just come unplugged and we'll just throw some red, the lighter red down. I didn't need to do that in the mic. I was gotta be out the way. Yeah, this is supposed to just be red. I was looking at that weird shadow. I'm like, maybe this is a line I need to draw. I drew the line out too far. Look at that. Sometimes they fall off. I'm like, just for that, I'm gonna save it. Put in my yarn stash. They're getting stuck on there because there's dry glue. I think it's E6000 that never came off. My pokey stabby. So it unintentionally like grabs the yarn. Makes for a mess-free cleanup. Looking as 902. Okay. I'm like, would it have helped if I labeled it with letters? Because it looked straightforward. You see, it can be those little things. And you're like, "What? Come again? What did he say?" What's up? I have a nice tool. You just got to be creative with it. I'm missing the conversation. I'm sorry. Oops. You're a watcher too. I missed that question. I'm sorry. I'm good. How are you? We made an oopsie, but I can just use this little pokey stabby. See, that's the thing too. Literally, I spent like 2022 preparing to have like all of the supplies I would need. Ever since, it'd be like the most craziest things, but then you guys kind of start to understand how my brain works. I was in like, I have to be on Facebook. I know a lot of people be like, younger people I talk to, why are you still using Facebook? Bro, you don't know where your customer could be. I'm forced to be on there, so I got like a personal account, but I really be trying to like, I be trying to push my shit. But anyway, I was in like this craft group and like in 2022, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get my shit now. ASAP. Coincidentally, the universe aligned and they actually sold in-person tufting guns. What's good? Oh, that's cool. Um, I was in a craft group and I seen somebody, it's just a random comment I remember. And they're like, yeah, I brought all of my craft stuff in like, nigga said like 80 something. when you could get stuff for like 5 cents. I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna see these prices again. I'm start buying my shit now in 2022. And now look, now everything trying to be expensive. So when I was just kind of experimenting in 2022, buying supplies and just really getting into like embroidery, I'm like, bro, I saw needle felt shit. I want to learn how to make slippers. There's a thing called dry needle felting, and then there's like this witchcraft called wet needle felting. You can make 3D things out of wet needle felt. It's like a soap wash thing. I need to see it. You just gotta look up wet needle felting. I'm like, that is the ultimate witchcraft. Crafting is really cool because you can turn like things into real life. You know what I mean? Bring it into the physical. It came from the spiritual because you thought about this, but then you brought it into the physical, right? So like, bro, niggas with needle felting, it's just wool. If you look at it, it's just wool. So you turn like this little billy goat wool, you get this off like, a goat or something. You turn this or off a lamb. You turn this into a three-dimensional Christmas ornament. Look at the Christmas ornaments. Look at the Christmas ornaments. You go in the Christmas store, if it don't have like a foam inside and it's like an animal or something, and it looks like, I don't even know how to explain it, just wool. Somebody like needle felted flat wool into a three-dimensional thing. I have like some testers. I made like some little flowers, but I haven't really been able to make like a for real project. I haven't had the time, but needle felting is really cool. And then like that's what I'm saying. Wet needle felting. I watch people make bowls. Like you could put or make like a basket. I wouldn't eat obviously out of wool, but like you could make a basket for non-edible things to sit in with this wet needle felting technique. I seen somebody make slippers out of needle felted stuff. So I'm like, anyway, I tried it out. I do like the craft. I just don't get to do it as much, but it came with this tool. So the tools can overlap with what you need them for. Just like those pincher scissors are for needle felting and in embroidery, them little pincher things I be using. I'm like, wait a minute, these actually let me get a better like snip because they're not like normal scissors. I can just pinch it really close and I can like, snip it. So, you buy these, the little, that's when you testing it out. Like I said, in 2022 is when I was testing it out. Okay, I like doing this kind of fun. But I already kind of knew I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I'm like, I definitely need to make some rugs. I need to make some funny t-shirts and I need to make some rugs. And then I heard about needle felting. The kit was actually so cheap. It was like $20 or something, less than that. Yeah, they do. So now they can be multi-purpose, not just specifically for one craft. And don't let people try to trick you into like, oh, you need this for this and then that for that. As long as it's not a blade, you know, it can, like that's chop. Like I wouldn't use fabric scissors on paper. That's what I mean. Like a blade like that, you trying to mix with. No, that's how you mess up your scissors. If you start using paper scissors on fabric, you get them like bowl cuts. It'd be looking choppy. And fabric scissors are made a little better to, cut through thicker fabric and stuff. So I wouldn't mix them like that, but like, see, you can use it to like, it's needle felting, or so it's the same thing as punch needling, but needle felting is like, imagine like you're trying to make a ball. So you're stabbing it into a ball shape and you're slowly moving your fingers around, right? See, this is how like all of the tools can overlap. It came with um finger gloves. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. What do you need finger gloves for? You will stab yourself a lot of times doing needle felting. Because if you've seen a needle felt, I had to play it cool. That was so crazy. I was like at my office when I was in Racine, like the shop over there, stabbed my fucking hand. I usually carry like, a little kit with me. I'm like, damn. But like I seen somebody like walking by and I was like, oh no, no, you know what? I'm good. Like they didn't come in but I think they may have seen me stab myself. Accident, you too. It was not on purpose. I don't know if I have to put that as a disclaimer, but I see why I needed finger gloves. But then I'm like, oh, I could use these finger gloves when I'm hand sewing leather. So then I don't stab my fingers. Or if I'm sewing something really hard, I have like finger gloves with like a metal brace on like the where your thumb is, so you can actually push the needle through, you know? And that was before I started using pliers. It's really funny. I use pliers in my weekly crafting, I'll say. I don't use it daily, but like if I'm sewing something up and it's a thicker fabric, I'm not going to be trying to yank the needle through this thick fabric to come back up. I'm going to grab it with some pliers and pull my needle out, stab it in, so my wrist don't have to work that hard, you know? You know? So those little gloves have a multi-purpose use. Mm. Okay. So there we have it. That looks better. So this is what I was fixing. Kind of seemed like we was dilly-dallying. Y'all are on my tripod, so please bear with me. The one to his eye. I okay, I accidentally made the red coming up here and it was supposed to stop. It's just supposed to be black to light red to dark red, right? But I made my dark line go down and start to come up. I accidentally traced that wrong. So I was correcting that. See, I accidentally traced it wrong here. I was kind of doing like a sketcher tracing, so that's why some of my lines are uneven. And I was doing some shadows. I was trying to be like, what if I added a shadow? I'm gonna just add that line and that's something I can decide later. But now it's actually an issue because I'm thinking like, oh, my line is supposed to be here. No, that's like a, I don't know. That was a weird shadow from the screenshot I took, but yeah, I need to, I'm going back and trying to correct where I accidentally was going. So that one, I'm not trying to tap the screen. There should be no, don't turn off on me. His eye, that red, that should just be a point. What the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 4. 1, 2, 3. The third one is that shadow up. Third one has this line. I need to hold this. Make sure my lines are lining up. Mm-hmm. For the eye, that needs to be all red. That low-key needs to be shifted. Yeah, that was off. That needs to be shifted. There. I need to draw this black line and it might give me a better idea. The red shadows are kind of throwing me off for those just joining. See? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna thread the black because I think I need to add a black line to give it a little more clarity. SpongeBob Big Boy Pants, okay? This song has been in my head. It's kind of giving that what was that song with the baby she did? I can't think of the song, but I would listen to that. I can't think. Uh-uh. Get off. This red is trying to. All right. Okay, now where are we working? I added this black. I went twice. Is that enough? The rest of those lines I did twice. So I added that line. And then the red just kind of stops. Okay, that can be filled in. That's supposed to be just the black one. That little tip is throwing me off. Like that area is fine to just, I could do. But I want to make sure I got this fixed before I just jump. That shit is like, where did that line even go? I don't think there's supposed to be somewhere. I think this line needs to be done. I'm gonna retrace or draw this line out. Angle it. Lay it down. Something like that. And then that's probably supposed to be black. Don't play with me. I think I might want to get a coffee today, no lie. What's good? I do have some ornaments as of now. I did have a wreath. I made the wreath and it sold at my market last Saturday. But if you would like me to do a commission like on a pom-pom wreath, I still have a lot of green I can do those on. I made like a cute little, you got to go back in like a few other lives before like before Saturday if you're looking at it. So like I think my Friday and my Thursday live, I was showing all my wreath. If you'd like me to design something like that, I can. I have Christmas tree ornaments. I embroidered these ornaments. I think I put them under clearance because I don't really sell a whole lot of Christmas stuff, but yeah. Yes, the hats and scarves. There's hats and scarves on there y'all can check out. Um, I have single line ones for 15 and the double lines are 30. And then the hat and scarf sets are 50 on the website. So, yay! I haven't had time to make more hats. I made my son a hat. He asked to have a yellow hat, like a big bird, like yellow hat, and then a pink pom pom on top. So I made him that hat recently. Okay, we're gonna do some black over here. This month we highlight the denim, so you can check out all of the pants and blue jean jackets I made. Um, those are 10% off this month. What's up? That's okay. Well, you can ask your parents. I appreciate you just for watching. Here we go. Let's do some black. Okay. See, that's the definition coming in now. We was a little chopped, but I think we figured it out. We figured it out. You live in India? Oh, that's fine. We do yoga classes. If we get an interest again, we can start the yoga sessions up and y'all could join virtually here. Let me see. Oh, my markers. This is, I feel like I'm craving a coffee because today's coffee I made was not good. I don't know what was up. Not sweet. I add like a drop of like real maple syrup to mine and I use like a French press to make coffee. See how like I can cut just laying them flat? And it cuts like super close up. All right. This is looking better. We got the lines out. Now the last one is the one by his eye. I think I need to go up a little bit. Yes. Oh, yes. I also like to use this if I'm going to be using this a lot, most definitely for the carving and the points, because like if I need to see, I'm going in from the front trying to feel how far the yarn goes into the crevice before it changes color or something like that. If I'm going all the way down like here. If I need to like, hopefully you can see that. I'm gonna have to shave like really good here. So I might from the back stick it through and then my needle will be showing and then I can move the needle down and kind of wiggle it to from the other side and carve. And so I'll use it like I'll stick it in from the back so I can see where my marking point of how far I need to bring my red down or something like that before I hit a row of black, I guess. Like a blind eye. But you'll see, I'll probably use that technique eventually. Okay, so the red we're going to try to bring up, but I'm going to put some more black here. Of course. It unthreaded. What the heck? Where did the red or the black go? It feels like Tuesday, Thursday. I don't know why. Like it's almost Friday, but it's only Tuesday. What the heck is going on? Let's bring this up, right? Now we just need to switch back to the red. And I think we'll have the lines. It's great. Where's my thread? We're gonna bring that line up a little bit. All right. How far does that go? Okay. A little bit more definition. This shit's getting kind of spicy. Okay, okay, okay. I can see it. Now we just gonna do the whole side. Got that side shit going on. Okay. So I filled in all of the red down there. That was kind of challenging, trying to make them colors fit. Somewhat like that. But when you look at it from the front, you'll see it looks a little more filled in. I'll show y'all. Their outline as close as I can towards the black with the red going around. This whole thing is just going to get filled in red. And then we have this strip and this strip. Then I'm done with the burgundy color. And we'll move on to a new color. So we'll see how long this takes me. So y'all can see it from the front. Okay, let me stand it up. like a shaggy dog. You're just kind of petting. I got my hand from the back to hold it flat so I can just kind of wipe off the excess ones. You see? It just kind of got punched weird. All of this we're gonna fill in red, and we'll have a red stripe, and we'll hopefully be done. And I want to finish before 10 because I want to get coffee. I said I wasn't going to, but I'm like, I want to get coffee. I want to reward myself. Man, it's been crazy, like week, 2 weeks. 2 markets. I did 17 markets this year. So if you follow me on TikTok, I took a picture of all of my booths. Document your stuff. Take a picture. The last one I didn't get a video because I was like, I brought my purse to work on. That big old frame. I made sure I still had some space in my car so I could fit the frame to work on. Now we're gonna do our outline. Yeah. Don't play with me, please. Please don't play with me. The yarn is going cucamonga. 9:30. All right. We're gonna try to finish by like 9:45. I think we can do it. Max. That's like 15 minutes. Then I gotta make sure we get library books. We're heading to the library. I'm gonna make chili dogs today. Chili dogs with broccoli and some fries. No. Almost fell. But the wall caught me. Sounds fire. I got some onions, so I'm gonna use them up. Oh. I hope y'all can hear me, cause I got a phone call. Can y'all still hear me? I'm gonna have to call them back. So yeah, I need to finish this live up then. Can y'all still hear me? Say yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. I had a phone call coming through and I have to like, even though it's on Do Not Disturb, I don't know why phone calls come through. Even on Do Not Disturb. And then y'all have seen it before, like the audio will cut out. So for real now, I need to hurry up. We almost done though, honestly. We got this big section to fill in. Let's try trying to get jammed. Stop trying to rip, bro. That's not funny. The rip of the flipper. Jeez. I'm like, am I getting that wrong? No, I'm paranoid. Almost there. This little square, then it's those last 2 points, and I'm done. Then I might just shave off camera. Then tomorrow we can start. You can hear? Cool. Then we'll start that. Let's just go up. Come on. All right. I think that's mostly covered. If I need to add more stuff, I can always come back to that area. Oh, this shit puckering a lot. All right, that looks full. Last one. Oh, it's trying to jam on me. Hang on. You wanna be on some fuck shit? Mama. We're not using you. You're no good. This last little triangle, then I'm done laying down this red. And I said, I'm gonna get my coin back. Yeah. I didn't need all this red, so I think I'm gonna return. Once I'm done with the project, I'm finna return it. I'm not gonna use. I got 2 reds. I got 2 of this color and 2 of the lighter red, but I didn't even finish the first one. So obviously I'm gonna keep the first one, and then I'm gonna return the one I never used. Always get more than what you need. Then you can always return it. Yeah, this is spotty. Yeah. Boom. I think it looks good. That one. That's supposed to be black. I'm gonna have to come back. I don't care. I'm gonna be done for the day though. I'll come back and see if I need to plug something. But let me show you. Just in the nick of time. Like actually 5 minutes early. We went up here. We did the bangs. We finished the bangs. We went up here. And these two little areas. I don't know if this needs to actually be a black line. If that black line needs to extend, you know. I don't know. But let's see. That's looking nice. Still looking cool though. I like it. He been mad this whole time. Okay. Well, thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna reward myself with a coffee, okay? I think I earned it. And my markets did pretty good, so I'm happy. I'm proud of that. It was, I'll just say it's a wild season. Very wild season. But thank y'all for being here. Like and subscribe. If you want to support my art, you can visit confidentialgoods.com. There's rugs, home decor, clothing to explore. Um, yeah, denim is 10% off on the website. Um, shop in person. We're in Mequon, Wisconsin. And then otherwise you can shop online and I ship priority. So you will get your stuff within a few days. Prayerfully. I know it's like holiday season, so everybody's sending stuff, but I always ship my stuff priority. Um, if you are new here, like and subscribe. Join me. It's like between like 8 a.m. and like 10 a.m. I go live. It depends on what project I'm working on. I gotta see if what's on my to-do list today before, we get going with other activities. But I will see you tomorrow, like at 8 a.m.